I'm Elwirfy, and today we're going to be talking about a topic I've wanted to talk about for a while, and I know it's going to come off as super hypocritical, so I'm going to pause you right there before you even jump away. I just want to point out this is more about mindset and the way we think about analytics. I'm not necessarily telling you not to use analytics at all or that analytics aren't important. But what I wanted to convey with this video, and hopefully you're still here, is this idea that when we look at our analytics, are we looking at them correctly? Are we viewing them in a healthy mindset? Because if you're a small channel and you're looking at stuff and it's like flat or worse, it's downward, that's not good because you're gonna think, oh my god, I'm failing. I'm doing such a terrible job. But you're not. You're really not. Because you know what? Every single video is different, hopefully, and your videos are all going to have different ways of connecting with the audience. You don't know which video is going to be that video that like explodes your channel or that builds everyone a community or brings everyone together, right? I have videos from like years and years ago on my channel that keep getting views. My Guns Up series, it keeps getting views. I don't know why. Like my diplomacy videos keep getting views. And I made them so long ago, and it makes you almost sometimes feel disheartened. It's like, wow, was I a better YouTuber back then than now? Don't think like that, because the truth of the matter is you're only as good as you decide to make yourself feel like you're doing. And what do I mean by that? Well, if I think to myself, hey, I'm doing a really terrible job, I'm probably going to make worse videos because my mindset just isn't really going to be there. And what people tend to do, going back to the analytics, is they'll look at their analytics and they'll say, hey, this video got a lot of views. Let's copy that. But then they do it, and sometimes it works. And then if it does, you find you have a trend of what people like. You might get stuck into a niche, so you want to be careful. But if that's something you enjoy, go for it. Keep doing stuff that gets you views. But for me, I found that like when I make videos that I feel like come to a good conclusion, or like I make a full series of a thing, I kind of stop. Right, I'm good. Like my diplomacy videos, they have thousands of views right now compared to my, you know, sub hundreds of views videos. And the truth of the matter is that I could make more diplomacy videos, and maybe more people would watch. But that's not really what I want to be making. I want to be making stuff where I talk to you guys, where like we can share ideas, and like when you comment down below, I can reply instantly, and we can have a discussion, which is incredible, by the way. We need to talk about the comments section later. That's a video we need to make, is about comments. I think I still haven't done it yet, and I really need to. But when it comes to the analytics, when you look at your analytics on YouTube, you want to make sure that you're not looking at them as a means of making yourself feel like, oh, I have a new goal to beat of getting, instead of maybe one view, I get 2 views, or maybe 2 views, I get 4 views, or whatever it is. You don't want to force yourself into this kind of rut where you're like, oh no, I made this video and it got like no views, or oh no, it got less views. Well, guess what? The moment you post a video, you're probably not going to get as many views as later on. Every single video that you make has the potential to become bigger than itself, right? Like I still get videos on stuff I made like 3 years ago, and I get more views on those videos than videos I'm making now. Shoot, it's crazy, right? It doesn't make any sense. How could people want to watch the less up-to-date stuff? Because it's kind of about volume. People like to say that volume doesn't matter on YouTube, but I think that's a lie. And I'm going to tell you why. From an analytics perspective, I now have 1,500 videos, roughly. I mean, it's less than that, but it's roughly 1,500 videos on the channel. That's more than some channels with hundreds of thousands. But everyone grows differently, right? Some people grew from making not very much content and exploding. I think, unfortunately, I'm in a position where I have to make as many videos as possible to have the best odds of someone discovering me. And here's why. Because the platform is so oversaturated with different people trying to make videos about the same topics that YouTube has trouble figuring out what to do. So it has to kind of go on a popularity system, which is unfortunate because it means new ideas and new opinions aren't being shared. So when you like go look at your analytics and you want to look at your impressions and see how many people are having an impression of you, even if they don't click, you just want to look. Like recently we've had amazing growth, over 40,000 impressions, right? And that's insane, right? That's crazy. And obviously I'm dating this video, but whatever. That's crazy because it used to be like 19,000. Just touch the mic. I'm sorry. And you want to make sure that you don't get too ahead of yourself. You're going to think, oh, well, I just gained, if I had 19,000 impressions one time and I had 40,000 impressions another time, does that mean that next time my channel will have 60,000? Not necessarily. Might only get 50,000. Might get 30,000. You don't know. It depends on how valuable YouTube wants to make your channel based on the algorithm, based on the kinds of videos you're making, based on how often people are watching, how often people are clicking and continuing to click. that's why I made a playlist, right? You want to know the secret analytics wise of why you make a playlist? It's that way people want to keep, if they want to hear this stuff, kind of like a podcast or like a talk show, they can just hear it. That's why I don't put too many intros. That's why I don't put too many end screens, because I want to make sure that for the most part, you can go through and just listen to this whole thing. Kind of like one big podcast, thinking about YouTube, but in its own bite-sized segments. That way, if you need to pause, you need to take a break, go do life, be yourself, like most people would, that you're not feeling obligated to stick around for like an hour. You don't look at a video and you're like, oh my god, I don't have time to watch it. I like watching long videos. That's a me thing. I've obviously learned, as you have seen from my new style. Not everyone likes that, so we're trying to keep things at 10 minutes or under, roughly. Obviously, I like talking, so we can go over. So how's a healthy way to view your analytics? I would take your analytics and I would view them as like, hey, this is a good, in this moment, status of where we are. And if things are still looking up, keep doing what you're doing. Enjoy it. Even if, you keep doing what you're doing and maybe it goes down a bit, maybe it'll go back up. It fluctuates. There's no consistent moment usually in YouTube where a single video will plummet you, unless you're super famous and you do something super horrible. Usually you got to make multiple videos and then find out what works for you. And then when you find out what works for you, then you can start reproducing it or recreating it or making something bigger than yourself. Because even look at these videos that are about analytics, right? I just looked up YouTube analytics as a means to get a good background for this discussion. But look at these videos. They're showing off huge numbers, insane numbers. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't think Think Media has 43 million views. They might, but it seems a bit high that they're gaining, that supposedly they've gained this many views. It could be. I could be dead wrong. But the numbers seem a bit exaggerated, right? And I think it's because people tend to want to make themselves seem bigger than they really are. And that's really unfortunate, because for me anyway, my channel, it's all about being upfront about, what we're doing here, right? I don't have any fancy lighting. My background looks like a mess. I'll try and fix it up later, but honestly, I just don't want to. And that's the truth. And I would hope you guys would respect that, because honestly, a lot of people who watch YouTube, they want to be connected to the person they're watching. They want to feel that sense of purpose when they watch somebody. So when you look at your analytics and your analytics are talking about something that maybe isn't completely reflective of how you feel your worth of a channel is meant to be set up, it makes you kind of think about, you have a YouTube video. Okay, let's say it gets 5 views, and then you make another video and it gets 5 views again. Well, that likely means either those 5 people have just come over to the next video, or those 5 people saw your video, left, didn't like it, and then 5 new people got an impression, came in and saw the video. So you got to be looking at impressions versus unique viewers when you look at your analytics, so that way you know where those views are coming from. So that way you don't, if you assume people are sticking around, and then you keep making the same content and you see the same number of views, it might trick you into thinking, hey, let's keep making the same stuff. When in reality, if you're seeing in your analytics more new viewers or more unique impressions coming in, and then a small amount of retention or repeat viewers, that means, your stuff is interesting to click on, but it probably isn't holding their attention, which is why you got to do something kind of outside of the box. Maybe change up your content, change your thumbnail, title, whatever you need to do to make it, maybe you had a great thumbnail, but maybe people didn't find that your content of what you were doing in the video was captivating enough, and that's completely a fair thing to be worried about. Like in this video, I keep coming back to analytics. We keep jumping to analytics to try and keep the video on topic, right? But the truth is, when you think about analytics, what it really is not only a tool, but also a means of kind of pushing yourself to view your channel in a different light. Because a lot of people, they'll make a video and they'll be like, okay, so this video got a couple views. They'll only look at the views. They're not looking at the deeper elements of what makes up a video, how often people are clicking through it. And you want to make sure that every single bit of every time you look at a video, you're looking at each piece of the numbers to make sure that when you make your next video, or you have a plan for your next video, you're doing something that's going to be both new and exciting for the people who are coming back, and also kind of familiar for those who are wanting to come in for the first time, so that way they can tell that this is kind of a routine for you, that this doesn't seem like you're just kind of fumbling all over yourself, that you're actually making something that you've done before, because people want to feel trusted and have that shared experience of being able to see someone that is being open and honest with the way that they are making content. So yeah, I would just say, at the end of the day, if you're going to look at your analytics and you're going to use them as a way to kind of look lower at yourself, or kind of make it, don't feel bad about it, right? Just keep making stuff that you want to make, and make sure that if you are having trouble with your analytics, you just understand that their purpose is to help you. It's not to hurt you. It's not to make you feel bad. And don't feel like you can't make YouTube videos just because it might appear for a little bit that people aren't enjoying your content. Anyway, guys, as always, I'm Elwirfy, and I will definitely be seeing you guys next time. Take care, everyone.